Well, it's here, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. This is a book I've wanted for a long time. In a big submission, I wouldn't say big submission, usual size submission of books, but it is a book that I've wanted for a long time, been hunting for a long time, that I originally missed out on when it came out. One of my favorite characters, key book, big key book, especially with the upcoming news. So we're going to unbox that submission for you today. Stick around, check it out right after this. What's rockin', comic fans? What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome, of course, to another CGC unboxing video. That's right. It's a big one. It's a good one. Big one. That's what she said. Size of the box, decent size. 6 books in this submission today. One big key that I was hunting for a long time that I missed out on when it originally came out. And it's one of my favorite characters. I got a great price on it, great deal on it, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. But if it's your first time here, welcome. If it's not your first time here, big welcome back to you. And if you like what you see here today, while you're here, click on that thumbs up down below. If you like the books that we got today, again, thumbs up. If it's not your first time here, though, do me a favor. That subscribe button. Click it. Only takes a second. Subscriptions are free. But if you want, we also have channel memberships. Much appreciate our channel members as well. Captain, Andrew Weeble, Pops with Purpose. You guys are awesome channel members. Appreciate everybody and everything you do. I do say appreciate a lot because, listen, I appreciate collecting. I appreciate this hobby and everything involved with it. I just love doing this. I love collecting. I love buying books. I love hunting books. I do Funko Pop unboxings with the little guy. We do mystery boxes. So if you like mystery boxes, Funko Pops, comic books, click on that subscribe button down below. You'll definitely have a good time while you're here, while you're watching. Hopefully you're having a good time. I know I'm going to have a good time today because we have an awesome submission that we sent in today. Not sent in today. Turnaround time on this actually was pretty good. Turnaround time. I didn't fast track it or anything. In under a month, I had these books out, cleaned, pressed by my man Gamma. And then back to me all under a month's time. And that's not fast tracked. So that made me a little nervous as far as grading quality. But we'll see as far as this submission goes. I have some cool keys in here. I think it's all keys, actually. If I remember correctly, I think this one's all keys. One big key. And the others are moderate keys. But bangers. They call them bangers. Yeah, big bangers. Heavy hangers. No, just kidding. But yeah, let's crack into it. No more talking. No more BSing. We're here for books. We're not here for anything else because you guys want to see what we got. And I'm going to open it up for you now. Like I said earlier, these books in this submission were cleaned and pressed by none other than the wizard himself. That's right, the power of the Darkhold reigns supreme. Gamma Rayz Comics. The man, the myth, the legend himself. I only trust him and him only with my books because he handles my books with kid gloves, and he will do the same for yours. If you want to send your books to him, follow him on Instagram. Gamma Rayz Comics. I will put a link down below to his Instagram. One thing I love about Gamma is he treats all his books with love, man. I can't say that enough. When you send him a submission, he posts before and afters of a majority. I wouldn't say all of them. He can't do all of them because the amount of books that he has coming in. But, you know, with your submission, he will definitely post like before and after videos, not just pictures, but videos of your books and what they look like before and his work after. And his work after is always Gamma, you're the man. So, what are we going to start here with first? I'll go modern. Oh, this is looking pretty. Let's see what we got. I want to make sure that, invoice is down at the bottom. So we're going to go more modern first, and then we'll work our way down. So not a big key or anything like that, but a favorite of mine. Let's see. I had the other one slabbed. I believe it was 155. Wolverine number 154. That Rob Liefeld non-feet drawn mofo himself with the Wolverine Deadpool. With that movie coming up, man, these books are gonna go awesome. One thing that Liefeld did that you gotta give the man credit for was creating a character like Deadpool. Just an awesome character, and seeing him and Wolverine together, that was just awesome. Like I said, just a Deadpool appearance in this one. Not a big key or anything like that. Nothing fancy, nothing major, but the one major thing on that, 9.8 on that bad boy there. Modern book, not hard to get a 9.8 on. Or, it can be. It depends on how these were stored. This is from my original collection. So, I always took good care of my stuff and proud of my collection. But, cleaned, pressed, cleaned up, pressed out anything, any imperfections, and that's just a pretty book. Love that. I love that other one with the Deadpool and the reflective, not reflective, but you see in Deadpool on the cover and Wolverine coming at him. It's just awesome. Very cool. I think that was issue 155. I think that was the one after this, if I remember correctly. What do you think? You guys a big Liefeld fan? Liefeld, whatever, however you want to pronounce it. Some people love him, some people hate him. Listen, got to give the man credit for what he did. All right, where are we going after this? We're going to work our way down in time. Well, not really in time, but I'm just going to, listen, I'm going to work my way straight through this box. This next one here, we're going to stick with the Wolverine theme here. This one I picked up when I was with my son. We hit a shop down by my parents' house in South Jersey called Farpoint. Awesome little shop, awesome toy shop. If you're ever in there, if you're ever in the South Jersey area, Farpoint is definitely an awesome shop to check out. They got tons of books, tons of toys and collectibles. It's basically like a toy museum. Just go in there. We had such a good time. And I picked up a couple books while I was there, and this was one of them. This is X-Men number 133, Hellfire Club. Very cool. Love this. Wolverine lashes out. Who doesn't love a little Wolverine? Now this one came back. I think when I bought this, they had it at an 8. I bought it at an 8 and couldn't beat the price on it, and came back an 8.0 on that one. I don't remember the grader notes if there were any on this one, but I definitely see some nickage down at the corner there that could have little tiny dog hair could have hurt it, but it's just a pretty book, man. I love this. Love this. Chris Claremont, the man. Very cool. Awesome. 133. Very cool. Let's see, do we stick? Now let's change it up a little bit here. Now, those of you that saw my last CGC unboxing that I did, I sent in a DC book. The infamous Black Bag Superman. The infamous Black Bag. Those things are a pain because as far as they put that band in there and all the bends and everything in those black bags, it was just tough. And I told Chris, and Chris felt horrible about it. Gamma Rayz, he felt horrible. He was like, and he just kept like, that should have came back higher. That should have came back higher. I don't know why that came back like that. I'm like, Chris, don't worry. I'm like, I got another one. So let's see what we can do. So I sent him another one, Superman number 75. Death of Superman. Everybody knows it. The World Without a Superman. And everybody knows that black bag issue when it came out. I was a kid when it came out. It was big. Even hit the news. I remember a comic book hitting the news back when I was a kid. The death of Superman. Superman dies. And seeing those black bags. And they were tough to get at the time, but they did print a lot of them. But I sent it to Chris, and Chris was a man on a mission as far as getting me a high grade on this one. And guess what? Mission accomplished, my friend. Boom. 9.8 on that pretty girl there. Very, very nice. Like I said, Chris, that's when I say Chris, he treats all his books like his own. He saw my last video, and he said when I pulled that Superman 75, I think it came back either an 8.5 or a 9.0, and he was like, he was just apologizing. You know, I'm like, bro, there's only so much you can do. I give you something. I'm very picky about the books I like to send in. This one was in a black bag. I couldn't tell the condition that it was in when I sent it in. I can't see through the bags. And not only that, like the way it was stored, they're sitting in that black bag and a bunch of heat and everything, it's going to do some damage to the cover. So I had no idea. He did what he could. But guess what? He definitely did what he could. Look at that. 9.8 on that bad boy from 1993. Such a pretty, pretty book. A lot of people don't even know in that black bag that this is what the book looked like. They're so typically, they're used to seeing that other cover on the second printing and the third printing. I don't know how many printings. They thought that cover was what was in the black bag, but this is actually what it looks like. I actually had a friend of mine that I work with. When he saw this book, he had no idea what it was. I'm like, that's the book that's in the black bag. And he's like, oh, wow, really? He's like, he didn't even know that. And he's been collecting. I think he's got a couple copies himself. So, very cool. Here lies Earth's greatest hero. Boom, 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 boom. Awesome. All right, moving right along here. Now, I mentioned briefly Farpoint. When I was down there, I picked up not just that X-Men book, but I picked this one up here. This is one book. You guys know I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. Spectacular Spider-Man #1. It was one book I never had, always wanted. And it was funny, when I was there in the shop, I picked one out because he had one up on the wall, and I asked him to get one down. And the guy was like, wow, you actually asked me to get it down for you. Usually people just grab and pull it down, not reading the sign where it says please ask for assistance. People just take. But no, I went over, I asked, hey, there's a Spectacular Spider-Man #1 up on the wall there I'd like to have. So he pulled it down, and he looked at it, and he looked at me. He's like, you know, this isn't the only one I have a couple of them. I'm like, oh really? But I looked at the one that he gave me, and I'm like, it looks pretty good. And he's like, I think I have a couple more. So when I was paying for the Wolverine, I looked up and I saw the other ones that he was talking about. So I asked the girl behind the register, I'm like, do you mind if I take a look at the Spectacular Spider-Mans that are back there? And she said, of course. And I pulled it down, and I picked the best one. I mean, there were different prices, and he had their grades on it from very fine to near mint minus to near mint. So, of course, what did I do? I looked it up and down the near mint one, and I was like, you know what? I'll take that one. And that's what I did, and I'm just glad I definitely finally have it. From 1976, Spectacular Spider-Man #1, and once again, knocking it out of the park. Boom. 9.8 on that baddie right there. Very cool. People say I'm super picky when I buy books and stuff like that, because I'll look them up and down. That's why I don't buy books online a lot, because I like looking at the books before, and I like examining them. I like checking the spines. I like checking the pages. But unfortunately, sometimes older books and stuff, there's not too much of a selection, so you have to go online. But I wait to shows, cons, stuff like that to get what I really want. This way I can actually hold it, touch it, look at it, feel it, smell it. That old comic book smell. You know, you can't do that when you're shopping for books online. Very cool. 9.8. Nice. Very, very nice. So nice. So nice. Want to touch the comic? Very cool. I'm happy. All right, now getting into this next, the last 2 books in the submission. The last 2 books that I bought, these were on a package deal. These I did buy online. I couldn't buy couldn't buy. They weren't in person. But I do check online sales. But this was on Facebook Marketplace, which is like super sketch sometimes. This guy had a bunch of books on his page, and I saw these 2, and I messaged him. I'm like, hey, are these 2 still available? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, is that the price for both of them, or is that just one of them? He's like, no, that's both of them. I'm like, okay, do you have any more pictures? And he sent me a couple more pictures. I'm like, done deal. When I said done deal, I didn't hear from him for a couple days. I'm like, there goes the super sketch, and they just go speed. But like after day 3, he got back to me. He's like, whenever you're ready, he's like, do payment right through Facebook Marketplace, and I'll get your address and I'll send it right out to you. And guess what? I had them within a week. They came. Books are here. I got so excited about the one. I didn't really take a close look at the other one, which wasn't a big one that I wanted, but it was still a big key. I wish I did take a closer look at it because there were some issues with it. Listen, you get what you pay for. Now, mind you, these 2 books I got on a package deal for the both of them. And I'm going to tell you flat out the price. I paid $225 for both these books. Okay, you can't go wrong. It was a no-brainer. But this one I didn't really pay too close of attention to the grade on. And this is the New Mutants number 87. We all know the first appearance of Cable. But like I said, this one had some issues with it. I got so excited about the other one, I didn't really pull this one out of the bag and board and take a close look at it before I sent it in, because I was like, woohoo, with the other one. So this one, it had issues, and it showed because this one only came back a 5.5 on that. When I looked at the front looked good. There wasn't, too much going wrong here. I noticed a couple spine ticks, but nothing major because it's a newsstand edition. So spine ticks are common with the newsstand. You see a couple ticks down at the bottom, but the main issue was the back. Now they said that there was tape on the back. Maybe it's on the inside, because I did check the grader notes and they said tape. I don't see tape. Don't see no tape. Maybe it might be on the inside of the book. You never know. Like I said, it's my fault because I didn't take a closer look at it. They also mentioned as far as the stain in the top corner. And of course, their typical light spine stress to cut lines to cover. That's like their excuse for everything. Spine stress, lines to cover. Spine stress, lines to cover. Bleh. But yeah, I see that up there. Like I said, I wish I would have taken a closer look at it. But it is what it is. Definitely cool. Display's awesome. So this is going to be an awesome display piece for me. Hold on to that one. Very, very, very cool. Newsstand edition too. All right. Now, the book that I've been waiting for and waiting for. I don't know how I missed this book when I was a kid and I didn't get it for some reason. It happens. If we could go back in time, I would have bought who knows how many copies of Amazing Spider-Man 300, for what they're going for in a 9/8. It's ridiculous. I mean, they got, I think their CGC census is like over 30,000 on those. But this one's also in the census a lot. But I had to have it. This is my man, the Merc with the mouth, none other than Deadpool. You know I'm a Deadpool fan. Come on. This was a book that I had to have. I'm happy to finally, like I said, hold it. I got it, like I said, with that package deal for the 2 books. And when this one came in, funny when this came in too, it was pouring rain when these got dropped off. And I'll be honest, Facebook Marketplace, talk about super sketch, there wasn't much protection with this guy's shipping. It was a normal envelope with 2 pieces of cardboard, and that thing was soaked and dripping. Luckily, it wasn't sitting out too long, and I got it. I brought it in, and I was sweating, and I opened it up, and I looked at it. I'm like, I'm so nervous. And I'm looking the book up and down. I'm looking this thing up and down. I'm like, this thing is pretty freaking clean. I mean, the spine on it, everything was, I mean, it was pretty. I checked out the back. I checked out everything. I was like, I couldn't find anything wrong with it. Send it to my man. My man with the plan did what he can. And guess what he can? He can rock like the man can. 9-8 on that bad boy there. That's what I'm talking about. You know when you get like just excited about a book? Like I said, I know it's 90s, big guns, belts, pouches, you know, whatever, but who doesn't love Deadpool? I mean, the movies, the comics, they're just fun, you know, and not to mention badass. Yeah, I mean, Rob's artwork isn't the greatest. I mean, his feet are horrible, but creating a character like that, awesome. Had such an impact on so many. And Ryan Reynolds nailed it as far as the character goes. Awesome. I can't say enough about this. This is awesome. Very cool. 9-8 off-white to white pages. All right. Not white pages, but off-white to white, but still a 9-8 nonetheless. Pretty. Thank you. That's awesome. Loving it. Da-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. Cool. Very, very cool. Awesome. What did you guys think? What was your favorite out of today? I know what my favorite was. These were pretty much, honestly, all my favorites. These are all keepers. These are all for the PC. Keeping them. That's the one thing. I'm a hoarder when it comes to comics. I'm not a big reseller. Once in a while, when I do sell, I sell on short box and Mercari, but I try to stay to eBay kills me with the fees sometimes. But, I mean, if you want to reach a broader audience, that's when you go to eBay. But other than that, I sell on short boxed and Mercari. But that's it. I don't really sell that much, you know. Sometimes I'll sell a bigger book so I can buy other books that I want. You know, it's a vicious cycle of collecting. That's what we do. That's why we love it. That's why we, you know, do what we do. And the main important thing is to have fun doing it. Have a good time. Collect with the ones you love and have a good time. Share it with the ones that you love. That's why I do this, and I do this with you guys because I love you guys. I love you all, and I love sharing with you guys. Sharing is caring, and I care a lot. In the meantime, keep on rocking, and we'll see you in the next video.